All right, Shalom. This is the brother Tazabar from the GMS Atlanta Church. I want to start off by giving all glory, infinite praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, the Kakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and the elders at Great Millstone that teach and that rule well. Salutations to the Akim throughout the four corners that are putting their life on the line week in and week out to prophesy the gospel of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah to make their call and election sure. And salutations to the few women and children that subscribe to this truth and faith and sincerity, all charity and subjection, because that is the key. All right. I came across this. Let me just do a quick hit. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying because I know there's brothers out there that have childrens, and sometimes we're not all blessed to have the ability to have our children homeschooled, man. If possible, it would be good, if brothers got a rib, your situation if it's if it's feasible unto you or whatever, would be good, you know, to get them out of the system of Esau. But at the end of the day, they're still going to be taught lies in the homeschool. But as you can see, this is a packet brought home by students, and this is what's being taught in the schools. And this is just for the proof that Esau is a liar and he's the devil, man. Because we know when you look over here, it says, why did slaves come to America? As an exchange for the trip to America, African Americans agreed to work for colonists for 7 years, but then were kept as slaves. Well, they never agreed, man. We were brought over here to Hebrew Israelites because we're not African Americans. We were brought over here as slaves. Now, when you look over here, it says, where do slaves live? And when you go down to the last bullet, it says, often separated from families. So what man would agree to come over and work for someone else, and then immediately upon arrival, you're separated from your family? Your son is sold here, your wife is sold here, your daughter is sold here to different states. So it's obviously show if you just have a critical eye in the smallest or slightest sense, you'll see that Esau's a filthy liar, man. And he's a proud liar at that. He doesn't even go into the intricacies of the an elaborate show to sell the lie anymore to these people. He just throws it out there and expect people to swallow it down, man. All right, it goes down to what jobs did slaves have? All right, it says worked in fields, churned butter, chores around the house. When we know that the slaves were masons, carpenters, inventors, because a lot of the majority of the inventions that you see here in America, outside of the gun itself, outside of tools, instruments of death, are created by the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American man. They were created by Israelites, man. Why a lot of these inventions were created? Because we were up under oppression of which we still are, up under the red Hebrew Edomites, man. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna just hit a couple of precepts, and I wanted to entitle this lesson "The Vaccination" for to Esau's lies, man, because he's pushing this within our children. So if you constantly hearing these things, matter of fact, I'm gonna jump back to it. If you're constantly, being pushed this narrative, after a while, after hearing it from what you hear it from the moment you turn 5 all the way up until you leave high school, man. These lies are constantly being perpetuated and being pushed onto you that Jake begins to think this to be the truth, man. All right, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I'm gonna go through this fairly quick. Jake got a short attention span thanks to Esau and his school system. This is John chapter 8, verse 44. Ye of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye would do. And that's speaking on a lot of these Israelites, because hey, the devil is their father, man, because they don't want to follow Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth. Yeah, so everything Esau tells you, for the most part, is a straight, flat out lie, man, because there is no truth in him. Yeah, and overall, there's no truth in Esau, man. If he tells you the truth, it's only for the betterment of himself, man, not for the betterment of you, and he's going about it in a deceptive manner. when he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. Yeah, so when he speak a lie, he speak for his own gain, man. And then really he be telling off on himself at the same time. For he is a liar and the father of it. And so yeah, he's the father of lies. And that's clearly the paper that you seen before you earlier was him, Esau, being a flat out liar and being the father of it, man. Because we didn't ask him for that lie. He volunteered it, man. All right. And this is why it's good, like for brothers to always teach their children to not be into too many books, but always filter everything through the scriptures, and I'm gonna prove it. And this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 12. And further, by these my son be admonished, of making many books there is no end. And much study is weariness of the flesh. Yeah, because reading too much, getting into too many things, that'll bug you out, man. And it says the making of many books, there is no end. And that's how Esau gets a lot of these Jakes. That's why you see Jake can never really come together on a central point of understanding, even within the things that they study and practice, because it's information, it's misinformation, there's disinformation, man. So, and all of these books, they combine. It's a combination of books and understandings to a point that it just bug you out, man. That's why it says much study is weariness of the flesh. It'll tire you out, it'll wear you out. And then at the end of the day, you just bugged out, man, from reading all these books, thinking that you came across some profound, high level knowledge. All right. And this is how you begin to vaccinate your children through the scriptures, man. You begin to you have to filter everything through the scriptures. If it doesn't line up with the scriptures, is for the most part, it's really, you should disregard it. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and read. So what is the book of the Lord? The scriptures, man, the Bible. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. Yeah, none of these prophecies shall fail, man. And no book shall be able to stand up to the Bible, the Holy Scriptures, the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in that day, because none of the prophecies failed, man. This was the book of truth, the book of ultimate truth, man. And if any book was to come up against this Bible, if you're not vindicating the Bible in the sense of it helps promote towards the understanding of the Bible, then it's coming against it, and it's gonna show that it fell on its flat on its face, man. Just like the readers of it. For my mouth it has commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. That's Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Let me see. All right. This is Psalms chapter 119, verse 9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word. So that's how you allow your children to be vaccinated from Esau's bullshit that he's pushing in these schools, man. You have to teach them the scriptures so it'll always be constantly cleansing their mind, because we're all polluted to a certain extent already. But the beauty of brothers having this truth and having children or whatever, you can give them that vaccination and expose them to the truth before they hit a lie. So they'll always be in a state of wonder and a state of questioning, and always have that stink eye towards Esau's information. It always causes them to be critical, and that's a level of comprehension, man. The spirit gives you a level of comprehension, even at a young age. I see it in my daughter already, man, and other brothers' daughters as well. That they have a great level of comprehension. Why? Because they understand the truth. All right, that's how you clean, and that's for brothers that the kid you just coming into the truth, teach them the scriptures so they'll understand certain lies that has been taught to them, man. All right. It says, taking heed thereto according to thy word, the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm going to end here. This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 26. That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word. Yeah, so that's how you cleanse your way, and you cleanse yourself, and you cleanse the your children's mind, and sanctify it. Because to be sanctified is to be separate and to be holy, man. That's how you give them holy thoughts, and you give them a holy understanding by way of the scriptures, man. By the washing of the word. So that's how you vaccinate your children to the lies of Esau, man. By allowing them to seek out of the book of the Lord, you know, and teaching them the proper understandings. But with that, that's all I had through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Hopefully brothers were edified, admonished. I want to end out by giving all glory and infinite praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders, a great millstone.